I'm going to do question 1, and I want you to have a go at doing the next question. Okay? So, question 1. And again, Reese, don't take any of this down, okay? Just follow what I'm trying to do, okay? So, this business prepares its accounts at the end of the year, and the policy is to depreciate the vehicles at 10% of cost per annum. Now, when we look at other questions, just quickly run through, it might say 10% of book value. So that's reducing balance depreciation. So the idea of reducing balance is the amount of depreciation will be very heavy in the first year, and gradually depreciation will get less and less and less. Whereas what we're doing here, the first one, it's going to be the same amount of depreciation every single year. Okay? Now, when we're doing our accumulated depreciation account, our balance BD, and we have this here in the note, it's all the depreciation, all the vehicles until the first year. So I need to work out how much depreciation have I taken away on all my vehicles. So I have to put my rough work together. Now, first of all, I'll start off with my vehicles. And generally with these questions, you're going to have vehicle 1, 2, and 3. And then they may add something to a vehicle. So does anyone know what a tachograph is? Any of your parents commercial drivers? So drive a truck, a lorry, not a taxi, I don't think. If you do, there's a rule that kind of limits how much you can drive. You're only allowed to drive, as far as I know, you're only allowed to drive 40 hours a week. And you can't drive at any one time. You can't drive more than 8 hours on any one particular day. There's kind of rules. So this is a machine that's built into the truck, and it monitors, and it's constantly on, and it monitors how much the truck is used. Yep?
Is that when you go on coach trips, you have 2 different drivers?
Yeah. And what will happen is driver 1, there's a card in there that measures, it's constantly going 24 hours a day. And when driver 1 stops driving, driver 2 takes over, and they'll actually sign the card. But the machine is built into the truck. You can't drive the truck without it. Or if maybe you've got a truck and you've got a refrigeration unit or something put onto it, you spend extra money increasing the value of the truck. Well, that means that has to also be depreciated because it's added value to the truck. So I'm just going to put here T, okay, for tachograph, or maybe or for refrigeration unit, which we're going to depreciate separately. Then generally what happens is one of the vehicles we got rid of, and we'll have another vehicle come along, so that's vehicle 4, and then a second vehicle we got rid of, and we have now vehicle 5. That's generally how it happens in all these questions. So let's look at the vehicles that we have so far. So this business makes its final accounts 31st December every year. I depreciate 10% of cost per annum. So I know my depreciation, I'm just going to put it up here just to remember. The depreciation is 10%. Okay, so on the 1st of 1st, 2004, the following details were, now I'm just quickly checking down the bottom. I'm going to be doing the accounts for 2004 and 2005. So when I do my accumulated depreciation, my balance will be 2004, and then the next year would be 2005. Okay, back to my rough work. So vehicle 1 was bought 2000 for 70,000. So depreciation on vehicle 1 would be 7,000 a year. Vehicle 2 is bought for 20 grand. So that's 10% of that is 2 grand a year. And vehicle 3 for 40 grand. Okay, so 4 grand depreciation a year. You okay so far? Okay. And then vehicle number 1 was crashed in and traded against a new vehicle costing 90 grand. So that vehicle 1 was replaced with vehicle 4. So what will happen is vehicle 1 is going to go and vehicle 4 will start. And this one cost 90 grand, so there'll be 9 grand depreciation every year. And it also had a refrigeration unit fitted. And the refrigeration unit was 10 grand. And I'm assuming, on a quick read, it doesn't say anything about depreciation on refrigeration being different than depreciation and everything else. So that means that the depreciation of that will be 1 grand a year if the thing costs 10 grand. Okay, now back to this. Now, let's pull this across. So, and the next one, on 39th, we got a new vehicle costing 15 grand. And forget about the compensation and stuff for a second, that's in the disposal account. But the new vehicle costs 60 grand, so that'd be 6 grand depreciation a year, and that's going to replace another vehicle. Are you okay so far? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a timeline with dates into this. So the first vehicle I bought in 2000. So I'm doing 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, and we're doing this for 2004 and 2005. So the accounts we're doing are only for those 2 years, okay? So back to this then. So the first vehicle I bought on the first of the first. Now you'd usually do this as a sketch, a fairly basic sketch. So I'd say first, now if I just go first of the first 2000 is when I bought this one. The next one was bought first of the first 2002. First of the first. No. No, first of the first, sorry. The next one's first 2003. Okay. And the amount of money. So then we had. Yep.
Our second vehicle is 2002.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My mistake. I put in the wrong place. So get rid of that. So now, on 30th of the 6th, 2004, vehicle number 1 was traded in against a new vehicle. So this happened. So that means vehicle 1 went on the 30th of the 6th, 2004. So that vehicle 1 is up here in this line. So we got rid of that 30th of the 6th. The vehicle refrigeration unit fitted on the 1st of the 1st, 2003. So this refrigeration unit was fitted the 1st of the 1st, 2003. And it went with the vehicle when the vehicle went. So therefore it went on the 30th of the 6th, 2004. Yep. Next one. 30th of the 9th, 2005, vehicle 3 was involved in the crash. So vehicle 3, 30th of the 9th, 2005. Yes?
Mr. Hardy,
Yes, sir.
man is down there with me now, just
Okay.
to let you know.
Grand, I'll try and get down to you in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sound.
thanks for letting me know. Okay, so that's vehicle number 3, and the company paid 40 grand. Okay, so, and that means that vehicle 4 was bought to replace vehicle 1. So vehicle 4 started on the 30th of the 6th, and we still have it. So it's still ongoing. And the 30th of the 9th is the next one. We okay so far? Okay. So when I'm working out my depreciations, I have to do notes to explain a number of depreciations. So note 1, I'm trying to work out all the depreciation until the first year. Now the 2 years I'm dealing with are these 2 years here. Okay, so if I just put these maybe in a different color. So these are the 2 years I'm trying to deal with here. So note number 1 is going to be all the depreciation. So that means all of this first year. And if I bought it halfway through a year, it's going to have half a year's depreciation. Okay, but this is a full year here. The next year then it's going to be a full year because that's still ongoing. The next year we have that again, still ongoing, and the next year we have it there, still ongoing. So that means up to the end of 2003, I had the first vehicle for 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So it's 4 years multiplied by 7 grand. Okay, that's going to be vehicle 1. So vehicle 2, I would have had it for 1, 2, so that's 2 years multiplied by 2 grand. Vehicle 3, I had it for a whole year, okay, because I got the beginning of the previous year, so that's going to be 1 year times 4 grand. It is 4 grand, yeah. And I also have my refrigeration unit at the time. Is it a refrigeration? Yeah, it's a refrigeration.
Does that need to be its own?
And I'm depreciating that one separately, yeah. As if it was a different vehicle. Yeah, Ty?
Vehicle 3 not be 2 years depreciation?
Vehicle 3, I only had it for 1 year, and I'm doing it up to 2004. Okay, so this is all depreciation up to 2004. So the refrigeration unit, I had it for a full year, so it's going to be 1 year multiplied by €1,000. Is that okay? So I'll then add all of those numbers together and I get my total. Okay, so that's going to be 7 times 4. That's going to be 4 grand. That's going to be 4 grand. And that's going to be 1 grand. So my total then, so it's like 32. So I'm going to put that over here, my accumulated depreciation. So that's the balance. That's all the depreciation up to the first year. Okay. Now next, note number 2 then is the disposal. So I got rid of something. I'm going to put the date in there now. So it happened on 30th of the 6th, what year? 2004. So that's when the disposal happened. So I need to work out all the depreciation over the whole life I had the thing that I got rid of during that year. And this is the one that has the refrigeration unit. So I'll be depreciating vehicle, which one did I get rid of? Vehicle 1, and I'll have the refrigeration. All of their depreciations. So what is the full length of life that I had vehicle 1? So I had vehicle 1 for 1 full year, 2, 3, 4, and 6 months. So I had 4.5 years. So 4.5 times 7,000. 7,000 is the figure I get here. Plus the refrigeration unit is affixed to that. So it had 1.5. So it's 1.5 years times 1 grand. Okay, so equals 7 times 0.5 and 1,500. So the total is 33. So that is L30. So that goes in here. Okay, so far? Yeah, okay. Now, let's go and have a look at note number 3. So note number 3 is all the depreciation that happened only in 2004. Okay? So, during that period, I had vehicle 1 was here in 2004. Vehicle 2, I still had vehicle 2, it was never changed. Okay? Actually, sorry, get rid of that. So vehicle 1, I still had vehicle 2. I had vehicle 3. I had vehicle 4 for part of, the refrigeration unit for part of the year, and I had vehicle 4. So vehicle 1 I had for half the year, so it's going to be 6 months times 7 grand, which is 3.5 grand. Vehicle 2, I had that, like vehicle 2 started here, and I would have had it all the way through this year. I had it all the way through the next year, and there's no mention me getting rid of it, so therefore I had it all the way through 2005 as well. Okay. So then vehicle 2 would have a full year's depreciation, and it's depreciated 2 grand a year. So I'm just going to put that down. So 1 year times 2 grand. So that's 2 grand. Vehicle 3. So vehicle 3, I had it for all of that year. So it's going to be 1 full year multiplied by its depreciation, which is 4 grand. The refrigeration unit, I had that for half of a year, so that's 6 months times a grand. Again, it's just a half during this year. It's only the depreciation during this year. So that's €500. And then I got my new vehicle, vehicle 4. So I had it for 6 months times its depreciation, which is 9 grand. Sorry? No, vehicle 2, I'm only doing the depreciation that happened during 2004. So it's either going to be a full year I had it or for a certain number of months. I agree I had vehicle 2 for previous years, but the previous depreciations of vehicle 2 was included in note number 1. Yeah, Reese.
Should the second last one not be 600 euro?
6 months times a grand. 6 months is half a year.
Oh.
Okay, on my planet. On your planet, I know it's different.
No, I thought that was €100.
No, 6 months of 1,000, so half of 1,000. Not 6 months of that. So the total then is 14,500. So I'm going to put that over here as profit and loss. And that happens at the end of the first year. And that's it. Is that all right? So that's what I need you to have a go at doing, and it's the rough work here in particular, is what I need you to have a go at doing for question 2. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording.